Okay, so how was boot camp?
Boot camp was awesome for me. I haven't participated in one of those in a long time, but I think it's a great opportunity for us to kind of set the tone for practice. We put them in all kinds of different scenarios, all non-basketball specific, and just try to help them figure it out for each other, with each other.
I know you have, every year you come in, you're going to have some new faces. You've got a ton of new faces. That said, as you get started today, are you a little bit farther along than you thought you might be at this point?
We are. Obviously, it's hard to say than I thought we would be. I did think the trip would give us an opportunity to be further ahead now than we would have been otherwise. But I'm telling you, some guys have made even more strides than I thought they would be able to make. At this point, obviously, most notable would be like Contravious. I knew he would, because of the way we work, and when I recruited him, looked him in his eye and asked him how good he wanted to be and what it would take to do that. I knew he would make some progress in that regard. I'd be lying if I told you I thought he'd be 50 pounds down already.
Yeah, I think Lindy said he lost a kid.
He did, yeah, big kid.
Today you've already kind of set the tone and sent a message to what you want from your team, but now you really get to get started today. So what's today all about?
Well, today is about taking the steps toward being a champion. It's a baby step, but a first step in regards to how do we prepare ourselves to win games. This summer season was about how do we work to make each individual guy better. And with the trip, it was let's get to know each other and play some games so we can have some familiarity with each other, with the system. But now it's about how do we put this team in a position to have as much success on the court as possible. A lot of drill work, a lot of individual development, but even more so, schematics start to come in play, and we'll start in a couple weeks to talk about scouting reports and how important those things are.
Chemistry between guys, sometimes it's elusive. I mean, what do you sense team chemistry-wise with this group?
I'm always hesitant to try to project too much too early because the truth is nobody's not played a game yet, right? And really we won't find out some of these things until we hit some real adversity in terms of a guy may not have as many shots as he wanted or expected to get, or someone back in his hometown is telling him that he's better than the guy that's playing more minutes than he is. So some of that's kind of a wait and see, but at this point the guys all seem to get along. We've put them through some tough things that they've had to help each other through, and they've responded well to this point. But again, the ultimate test will be when it's time to turn the lights on and put people in here who's earned the right to be on the court. And the guys that haven't, how do they respond to that? Do they continue to work to get their opportunity? Do they sulk and pout because they feel like someone's screwing them over? Some of that we'll figure out.
Heading into year 2 now for you here, just what do things feel like for you?
Feels great. I'm surprised with missing the guy who was asking about my sleep all the time. I thought he was so concerned about how well I was sleeping a year ago. But I feel good. I mean, I felt good coming into last year. Obviously, the newness is gone in a lot of regards, but the job's still the same. Got to get a group of guys to figure out how to play best together against some really good competition, and that task starts today.
What's maybe the mantra for the team this season?
We don't necessarily have a mantra. I mean, it's the same. It's what our program is about. We talk about the core values of our program being respect, appreciation, accountability, and discipline. Those things don't change from year to year. You have to be something, and those are the things that represent who we are. The let's work thing was kind of catchy, but it's also an indication of how we feel like we have to be our best, which is just having a blue-collar mentality every time we step on the court. The way we work in the classroom and the community, all those things go into it.
Mike, a couple of us just saw the basketballs with the red blinking lights, the shot tracker balls. How excited are you for that, and what will that do to help your program?
I think it's most beneficial for the guys. A lot of times you talk pretty generically about how you should work, things you should improve on. Well, now we have a system where we can measure those things for them, and they can, for themselves, see, well, I've been struggling in the left corner, or I've been really good at the top of the key. Here are some indicators of how I stay away from the corner shots or improve them, or how I get more opportunities, and that'll go into effect as well as we start to prepare for opponents, figuring out where guys are having the most success. So it gives you a true measuring point, if you will, on who's good where, and then which groups work best together. We'll use it for practice every day, and I'll go back and be able to kind of do a analysis on what the practice was like based on what the shot chart tells us.
Have you
said, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, have you used it much already, or are you going to kind of learn how you're going to use it these next?
It's a kind of a work in progress. There's not a ton we can do with them in the summer when they're on their own. So now we get our hands on them a little bit more now that practice is officially here. We used it this summer, but it was just being installed. So we don't have a whole lot of usage out of it yet, but we'll get